Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Veronica if you're new, and if you are coming from one of the other moms that were a part of this collab, please go ahead and leave it in the comments below. I'd love to know where exactly you're coming from. Or if you just saw it in like just your feed of videos you might like or something like that, or something that was like recommended for you, just let me know. I'd love to know exactly where you're coming from. Okay, so today's video was all about like I was literally sitting down to lunch with my boys and somebody was picking something off my plate and I thought, didn't realize this was going to happen as a mom. And if you're new to my channel, I have 4 kids. I have 3 boys and I finally got my girl, so we're done having the babies. So I'm just going to jump right into my list of 5 things I did not realize were going to happen as a mom. Okay, first off, I didn't realize what a great multitasker I was going to become. You don't know multitasking until you are nursing a baby, while showering, while reading a book to your toddler, while yelling at your kids that are jumping on your bed to stop. So my bathroom is actually right behind me. I don't know if you can see it, but my bathroom's right behind me, and I always shower with the door open when I have my kids because I just don't like to leave them unattended for long periods of time. And that's just how it goes. Like I just rather everybody be close, like whether they're in my bed watching TV or just if they're playing in their room right next door, that's fine. But so I'm nursing my baby girl, trying to shower, which I'm not exactly sure how clean I actually got in the shower. I think it was more the idea of the warm water maybe making me feel fresh versus actually getting clean, because you know how it is when you have a newborn, like showers are far and few between. Like, okay, maybe they weren't for like my first 2 kids, but after that they get a little bit more scarce as the kids go on, so anyways, I was doing that, and my toddler wanted me to read him a book, so he's turning pages while I'm sitting there trying to read from it, which most of it was memory because I have terrible vision, so trying to read that book from the shower, it just wasn't working out well. But anyways, I realized at that minute, wow, this is multitasking. Like, I'm a multitasker, which is funny because before I had kids, like I could not even chew gum and text at the same time. I'd have to stop chewing to text. And things just changed. Life changes for the better when you become a mom. Okay, so the next thing on my list, I literally had to write a list because I just forget everything. And I said literally like 3 times already, so sorry about that. I didn't realize that I would become such a worrier. Now, my grandma is a worrier. My mother-in-law is a worrier as well. And I always thought before I had kids that, I'm not going to become a worrier. I was wrong. I will admit it, I was wrong. There is not a night that I lay my head to rest without thinking of all of the possibilities of things that could have gone wrong in that day. Like, it's probably a medical condition. I should probably have it checked out. But it's every single night when I lay down to sleep, I think, oh my gosh, what if this would have happened? What if that would have happened? Or, you guys know when you're in the mall and you're on the 2nd floor and there's like that railing that goes all the way around so you can see off the 2nd floor. I always think, what if we were at the mall and the kids got too close to the edge of that? Like, it freaks me out. And I think what happened was when I was, I don't know, like, a preteen. Remember the movie Clueless when that came out with Alicia Silverstone? I think that's her name. Anyways, do you remember that scene in the movie where the girl's like sitting on the banister on the 2nd floor of the mall and the boyfriend like tries to lean her over and scare her like he's gonna drop her? Something about that just stayed in my mind forever and like ruined me. Now every time we go to the mall, I'm like, get away from the side! Get away! Get over here right now! Like, I can't deal. Like, it freaks me out. I'm so scared. Or, like, okay, my older boys are 5 and 7. And if I'm downstairs, like, if I cleaned downstairs and they were upstairs playing by themselves, which I should not even worry. They're 5 and 7, right? That night, I'll think, oh my gosh, what if I were letting them play and they opened their bedroom window and fell out the window? The list goes on. Like, that's just what happens in my head all day long. I really should probably see somebody for that. But anyways, I just became a worrier. I didn't realize that was going to happen because I was totally the opposite of that. I was never like a big worrier. Like, I did watch a lot of like CSI and stuff as a kid, so I kind of had like this paranoia that once I became a teenager and was working and stuff, I thought somebody was always going to take me, so I was always on edge, like, and guarded. Like, I always had my keys ready when I was walking out the door. I always walked out with a partner. Like, I checked off all the T's of the list of how not to get abducted. So I'm like, I've always had that on me, probably because of the CSI and the things like that. But it just happened. I just became a little bit of a warrior. The next thing on my list is I didn't realize that you share your body well over the 9 months that you're actually pregnant. So my first pregnancy experience was terrible. Like, it was such a terrible experience. Like, I got very sick. A lot of things happened during my pregnancy, which I could save that for another video, but it was just not a good pregnancy. The next 3 were wonderful. Like, I loved it. I loved being pregnant from weeks, I always say like 13, 14, between when my morning sickness starts to end, and weeks 33 to 35, before like your back starts getting so uncomfortable and you start feeling all the pressure and the ligament pains. Between that window, like, I loved being pregnant so much. Like, I really enjoyed it. You don't stop sharing your body at that point. Like, after that is the nursing, naturally, if you decide to nurse. And even if you don't decide to nurse, I can't even sit on the couch. Well, not that I want to. I'm not saying that I want to. But anytime I sit on the couch to watch a movie with my kids, my 7-year-old still holds my hand. Or my 5-year-old still likes to loop his arm through my arm and rest his head on the side. Or Lainey still likes to pretend to nurse. And my 3-year-old likes to just be held. So I'm like holding all these babies while I'm like making eyes at my husband, like, I still want to be next to you. And so when 8 o'clock rolls around, I'm like, all right, bedtime, because mommy needs some alone time with daddy. But yeah, you don't stop sharing your body when you're done being pregnant. Like, you're going to share for a lot longer than that. So I didn't realize that was going to happen. And that's not that I mind it whatsoever. I really enjoy it. I just didn't expect it. That's all. Okay, the next thing on my list is I did not realize how much pride I would have for my children. You know, those parents that you always saw, like, that would just have so much pride for their kids, like, oh, my little Johnny is just the star athlete of his day. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about that per se. I'm talking about, like, this past year, like last winter, my son had his first school concert, you know what I'm saying? And they were up on stage, and as soon as I saw him walk on stage, I thought my heart was going to explode with pride. Just seeing his little chipmunk cheeks up on stage, and I was like, oh my gosh, my little baby. And I was just overjoyed. Like, I just couldn't stop grinning the whole time. I was just like doing the little chuckle. I was so excited and so happy and so anxious and so nervous, and so all of the feelings that I could imagine that he was having, because it was his first time on stage. I felt that for him. Like, it was just so exciting. Or when my younger 2 boys got into Taekwondo and they were trying to meditate, and my 3-year-old couldn't figure out how to close his eyes, so he was doing this and trying to like close his eyes for meditation, and like my heart wanted to explode because the cuteness, I couldn't take it. I was just so proud of them and so just excited and nervous. I didn't realize that was going to happen. I didn't realize I was going to feel all those emotions. Of course, I knew that I was going to love my kids unconditionally and things like that. But this specific feeling, I didn't realize I was going to have. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Has anybody ever had that feeling before? Oh, it's like, it's the craziest. It's the most. I love it. I love the feeling. I love watching them do anything, because I get so worked up like this, and it just makes me feel good. When my 5-year-old plays t-ball and he hits I just can't take it. It's such a good feeling. Okay, the last thing on my list is I didn't realize that I was going to stop caring what everyone else thought about me once I became a mom. Actually, that didn't happen right when I became a mom. Like, it actually didn't happen until probably my second son was here. But yeah, like, after he got here, like, for my first son, I used to always care what people thought. I thought, oh my gosh, are they looking at me? Because I was a young mom. Like, my husband and I had Gleason. I was 20 when I had Gleason, so I was a young mom, and I looked a lot younger. Like, I looked a lot younger than that. I probably looked like I was 16 or 17, because I was just, I'm pretty petite. I don't have like my woman curves, you know, like I really didn't have that back then. Like, I was very, very petite. Like, now I've got my woman curves, like, after all these kids. But before that, I didn't have them. So they probably thought, like, what is this girl doing? Like, look how young she is, and getting all judgy. But that was before Facebook was super huge and everybody kind of lived on their phone. I didn't really have that feeling from that per se. I had it more from like the outside world. But after my second son, goodbye. I could not care less about my appearance. I could not care less about what people think or thought of me and my parenting styles, anything like that. You kind of just let it go. And you don't care. I'm so glad I got to this point where I stopped caring before the real like mommy rivals started happening, where if you don't breastfeed your kid, you're a bad mom. If you bottle feed your kid, you're a better mom. Or if you work or don't work or this and that and this and that. Just don't care. It's so much easier not to care, and it's so much easier not to pay attention to people. If you don't, let me give you a little word of advice. Stay off of all of those, those posts where it might give you some kind of an article and then you read through all the comments, and it's some kind of mommy article and you read through all the comments. Just don't read through the comments. Like, just don't care what people think. Now, before I had kids, I would not think about leaving my house without being dressed. And now, like, you should see me at the grocery store today. I was wearing dirty leggings that probably had formula on the butt because my Lainey uses formula now. Somebody's opening up the door. Hi, Batman. Lainey uses formula now. I don't breastfeed as much. She only nurses at nighttime. So when I was making her a bottle, I think I wiped some of the powder on my hands or on my pants as I was walking out. And then I was feeding her a cookie right before I left, and I was holding her while she was eating it, and like cookie got on my shirt. I didn't realize this until after I left the house. I didn't have makeup on. I don't even think I washed my hair in 2 days. 2 days is probably a generous thing to say. It's been a couple days, and I'm a mess. I was a mess when I left, and you know what? I didn't care. I realized once I got home that I probably should have cared a little bit more because I really looked like a mess, but it's just, what are you gonna do? People are going to talk no matter what. Just let them talk. So those are my things that I didn't realize would happen as a mom. See, I don't know if you guys can see him, but he's just dressed up as Batman looking in the mirror. That's Cruz. That's my 5-year-old. So yeah, those are the things that I have on my list. Let me know if you guys can relate to any of them. And yeah, and don't forget to tell me where you're coming from. And please subscribe if you are interested in seeing any of my mommy lifestyle videos, my cleaning videos, my just chit chat kind of videos. I'd love to have you, and I will see you on the next one. Bye, guys.